Hello, I'm Bukola Joseph. We're going to be talking about NECO 2025 Physics Practical. Okay, what you should be expecting for 2025 Physics Practical question one. That's the mechanics. Okay, I will like you to prepare by taking note of this year. Okay, June 1992. WAEC past question, June 1992 and 1994 question 1. Read and try to practice question 1 of June 1992 and question 1 of 1994 WAEC past question. Okay, this is WAEC past question. All right, but I'll be going through June 1992. Okay, based on the apparatus, I'll be taking you through June 1992 SSA WAEC 1992. Okay, so please, if you have your past question, you should check it out. Okay, it will help you for this exam. Now, question 1. Why I like physics practical is this: it will always give you instructions step by step on how to do this practical, so you don't have to panic. Okay, so now there are series of instructions that have been given, and I'm going to be explaining how you perform this experiment via this instruction. Okay, so let's start. Now we have the diagram on the board. Usually a diagram will be given and the apparatus. So for this experiment, you'll be expected to have the following apparatus: a meter rule, a pivot. This is the pivot. This is a mass that is labeled Q. I think this is going to be constant throughout the experiment. It can be 50 and then it will be labeled LQ. Okay, but in this case it is labeled Q. Okay, in your time they can label it as M or L. Okay, so then we have masses. Okay, this is M. You'll be given series of other masses, maybe 10 gram, 20 gram, 30 gram, 50 gram, and then maybe 100 grams. Okay, so you'll be given series set of slotted masses. Okay, so depending on what you are asked to use to balance on the other end. Okay, like now we have in this diagram, M is labeled. I think this is the masses that will be given, the other masses apart from this one that will be attached permanently while you do the experiment. So let's go to the series of instruction. Suspend a meter rule horizontally. So this is what you're expected to do first. On a knife edge supply, adjust the meter rule carefully until it settles horizontally. So what it means, this particular instruction is telling you to find the CG of the meter rule. So you are expected to balance the meter rule on a knife edge. This knife edge, you balance it. You keep adjusting until it is stable on the knife edge. So once it is stable on the knife edge, you mark that point and then take your reading. Okay, now for this, what I copied from this past question, it means that they found their CG at 50.1 centimeter. Okay, so your CG should be plus or minus between 50, either 50.1 or 49. That range 49.9, between 49 and 51. Okay, that range. Okay, so it depends on the kind of meter rule you're using. So of course, if your meter rule is not uniform, you will not be getting CG of 50 on the dots. Okay, now let's go to the next instruction. It says read and record the point of balance G of the meter rule. So read and record. So you are not just reading, you are expected to also record. So that is why you see it here. CG is equal to 50.1 centimeter. So when you are recording, you don't just record 50 or 49. It has to be in one decimal place. Yes, you heard me right. One decimal place and in centimeter. Because what you read from is a meter rule and is measured in what? Centimeter. Okay, is in centimeter. You will not use meter, in centimeter. The next instruction, keep the knife edge at the point you throughout the experiment. What does that mean? It means that if you found your CG to be 50.1, you are going to maintain 50.1 throughout the experiment. Even if you are going to be changing these masses, the G will be maintained throughout the experiment. So it means you have to put your meter rule on that 50, since our CG for this experiment 50.1, you have to maintain it 50.1 throughout the experiment. Okay, so that's the instruction. Now, the next instruction says suspend the object labeled Q at the 20 centimeter mark of the meter rule. So this label, this mass is labeled Q. So in your own case, it might be labeled M, it might be labeled N. Okay, so now in this case, it is Q at the 20 centimeter mark. This is 0, so this is 20. So you will be given a thread, okay, to hold this mass so that you can keep it on 20 centimeter. Okay, let's go to the next instruction. On the other side of G, suspend on the other side. You know, this other side we have put Q to be on 20 centimeter. So now they're telling us on the other side, that's this other side. Okay. On the underside of G, suspend the mass M is equal to 20 gram and adjust its position until the meter rule settles horizontally. So now we are being asked to put 20 gram on this side. Of course, you know, if you just put it, mind you, this is going to be on 50.1. This is constant, this is constant. This is on 20, this is on 50.1. So this one, you are expected to move it. You keep moving until you get a stable position, a position where the meter rule settles horizontally. So when you have attained that, you now take it. Let's check the instruction. Okay, let's check what next after you have balanced it. What next? Okay, so you adjust this until you get a what, a an equilibrium position. So let's see the next instruction. Until the meter rule settles horizontally, read off the position R. It says read off the position R. So it means, let's say this is where this thing, the mass 20 grams settled at this point. Whatever is here is what you will read. So from what we have here, it means when we use 20 grams, we had 52.68. It means that the meter rule settled at what, 52 point. They didn't ask you to read this point too. They say read the number on R, which is 52.68. Okay, what is the next question? Record the distance y between G and R. So now we are being asked to find y. Okay, it says read off the position R. Read off the position R of mass M on the meter rule. So you read and just read off. Then they now say record the position y. We are recording this is y. Sorry, this is y. Y is the distance between this and this. So the distance y between G and R. So the distance between G and R is labeled y, and this is this. So it means if you read off this position like they said, instructed, you read it off somewhere, you just take it down. Whatever you have here minus this gives you this distance, gives you this distance. It gives this there. You remember this is 50.1. So whatever you have here, okay, minus 50.1 gives you this distance. Okay, also record the value of M. Okay, we have done that. That's 20.0. Okay, repeat the procedure, keeping the knife edge at G and the object Q at 20 centimeter mark, but using the masses M is equal to 30, 40, 50, 60 on the other side of G. So you can see the instruction now. It says keep this constant throughout the experiment. Keep this labeled mass constant at 20 throughout the experiment. So we have done for 20. The next thing you will do is to put 30. Okay, that means if you have a sorted mass, we have 20 and 10. 20 plus 10 will give you 30. Then you put the 30 together on a rope and then try to balance. You move, keep moving until the meter rule is stable again. So if it is stable, you read off this the position where it became stable. You read it off, whatever you have minus your CG, which is 50.1. Okay, then you get this. Okay, and then you repeat for 40, you balance, rid off R, subtract it, subtract the CG from it, and then you have this. You do for 50, you balance, and then you find your Y. You do for 60, you balance, and then you find your what? Y for 60 grams. Okay, so now let's see the next instruction. In each case, record the distance y, the corresponding value of m, determine the values of y, 1 over y. You can see this is 1 over y. So for every evaluation you are going to be given, for every evaluation, like maybe they say find y squared, x times y, any evaluation at all, you don't record in 1 DPs, you record in 3 significant figure or 4 decimal places. In 3 significant figure or 4 decimal places. So you can see here, I think this is in 3 significant figure. 1 over y, you can see, is in 3 significant. Don't try to put it in 1 DP or 2 DPs. No, 3 significant figure. Okay, if not, if you do otherwise, you'll be marked down. Okay, so it says determine the value. Okay, but I've done that. And tabulate your readings. Plot a graph of m against 1 over y. So in the next video, I'll be teaching you how to plot graph. Okay, stay tuned to this channel. Follow me for more so that you can pass this NECO exam this year. We'll be doing the plotting of the graph and the sloping and intercept if need be, okay, in the next video. All right, so don't forget, I told you to also check out 1994. Okay, if I have time, I will do that also in the next video. Okay, so I'm going to be stopping here. Okay, another thing you need to do is to check out the trend. You can see for y, it is decreasing. You can see it is decreasing. As the mass is as the mass is increasing, the y is what? Decreasing. So even if you miss the experiment along the line, you will sense it. You will see it in your trend. Okay, you will see it in the trend. Okay, I'm still Bukola Joseph, the physics enthusiast. Bye.